LakelandCarKeys.com. We're currently going to work on a 2000 Toyota 4Runner. This is the 4C chip key. It's all keys lost. This car was towed into the Toyota dealership, and the Toyota dealership cut the customer a new key, but told them that they couldn't program it. These particular older Toyotas are an Eprom job, where you usually have to pull the engine computer and reset the Eprom before you could do an onboard procedure to program the new keys in. So we're gonna go ahead. I will attempt to try to see if it lets me in OBD and reset it. If not, I will pull the engine computer and reset the Eprom on the bench. Alright, so inside the glove box area, I obviously dropped down the glove box all the way. Just push in the two sides and it should be able to come down. And then this tray is in here, and there's a 10mm here, a 10mm at the other end, and one in the middle here. And this comes out. You just have to unhook the harnesses, move that out the way, and up there I already moved the plugs, but you can see that the ECU, which is held on by two Phillips screws. I'm going to go ahead and get those screws out, pull out the ECU, and we'll bring it inside and flash the Eprom on the bench. Alright, so now I have everything out here on the bench. On the engine computer, there are 4 screws on the outside case. You take them out, set the case aside, and then there's 2 more screws inside holding the board to the case. You take those out, set all that aside. You're going to flip over the board, and what you're going to look for is IC900, which is in this corner up here. I cleaned it off good. You got to scrape off the legs, make sure there's no coating on the legs, and then use a 4-pin clip. That's running into my xp400, which is running into my autel IM508. Now, I already went through the process and reset the data on this, but I am going to go and show you how I did it. Let me just back out. So I'm going to go all the way out to the home screen. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and select Toyota. Alright, and then go into manual selection. Alright, I'm going to select United States, and then 4Runner, and then 98 to 2001. That's a blade key. Alright. Confirm that information. Alright, then we're going to go into control unit, Immobilizer 4C, and then you have a whole bunch of options. We want Immobilizer reset demolition. Alright, so from here you got 3 options. You can read the Eprom data. I did read it, back it up, save the file just in case, but then you're going to go into reset Eprom data. Alright, it says this function is used to reset the vehicle Eprom data. All keys will be cleared after resetting. Please perform read Eprom data function and save original file data. Alright, we did that. Go ahead and select OK. And reset succeeded. Note, after the immobilizer module is installed in the vehicle, the follow manual learning method in the operation guide to perform the key learning. Alright, so it's an onboard manual procedure that we'll have to do, and I will pull that up and just read it for you. Alright, so I'm back in the car. The computer is back in its place, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to do the manual onboard procedure. I just wanted to read this. Alright, manual key learning procedure. Method for key learning after resetting of ICU immobilizer module. An erased or brand new immobilizer module will be in automatic learning status and can learn 2 master keys and 1 valet key. When the immobilizer module is in automatic learning status, the security lamp will remain on with no key in the ignition. Alright, so when I first put the computer in, it wasn't on, but once I put the key in and turned the ignition on, it did come on solid and stay on solid even after I removed the key. So that's how we want it, because it's currently in a virginized state. All right, then it says, if the security lamp flashes 2 times in a quarter second and then 2 times in a second, it indicates that the key currently inserted and the ignition was already programmed. It says insert all the keys to be learned and complete step 3. After the last key is learned, turn on the ignition 5 times in 10 seconds and then pull out the key. So that's how we reset the immobilizer light. Use the Learn Master key to turn on the ignition, but do not start the vehicle. Use a jumper to short the OBD pins 4 and 13 for 30 minutes and then remove it. So once we program the keys, we gotta reprogram the computer back and sync it and jump in pins 4 and 13 on the OBD2 connector. I'll show you when we get there, but it'll have some lights on the dashboard flashing, and we gotta let it sit there for 30 minutes while it resets. All right, and then pull the key out, insert it, and start the vehicle. All right, so method for key learning after resetting Denso engine, which is the engine computer module. It says, an erased immobilizer module will be in automatic learning status and can learn 3 to 10 keys. The valet key must be learned after the master keys. Insert the first master key in the ignition. The security lamp will light up. Do not turn or pull out the key. Wait for about 15 seconds and then remove the key. All right, so I'm gonna... All right, so we got flashing here, and I believe that's because the first time I did it to get the light to go on, it may have already pre-programmed that key, but I'm gonna let it wait about 15 seconds and then insert the second master key. All right, so it says, insert the second master key into ignition. The security lamp will light up. Do not turn or pull out the key. Wait for about 15 seconds and then remove the key. All right, so this has been in there for 15 seconds. I am gonna go ahead and put that in. So that's solid. All right, so I'm gonna do 15 seconds and then I'm gonna switch to the third key, and then we will all right, so when it says insert the third key into the ignition, do not turn or pull the key out. The security lamp will go out in a few seconds and then remove the key. If the security lamp does not go out, depress the brake pedal 5 times. All right, so I did the process of going through with 3 keys, and the security light did go out on its own. I just wanted to show y'all. So right now it's currently blinking. This was our first master key. So it's blinking. And when I put the key in, no light flashes, the blinking stops, anything. That indicates that this is a master key. All right, so take that key back out. Here goes one of the aftermarket keys I just made. This one I believe is the slave key. As you see, the security light is blinking. When I put the key in, the security light flashes for a second and then goes out. That's indication that it's a slave key. The slave key will not be able to add or erase keys from the system, but that master key will be able to. So now what we gotta do is we gotta jump the pins on the OBD2 connector, leave it for 30 minutes, let the computer resync with all the modules in the car, and we should be able to start it up. All right, so I'm gonna use my Go Diag box, which if I select 4 and 13 here, will automatically jump the pins once I plug this into OBD2 port. But if you don't have one of these, you can use a paper clip. The port's kind of hard to see in the position where it's at, but right there I got it to light up. I can see that The 4 and 13 is now active green. And I gotta double check the battery, but there should, basically your lights on your dash should light up, and then a few of them should be blinking. I'm not sure. I did see this earlier with this car where it didn't show anything on the dashboard, but I'm gonna hook up the battery charger just in case, so that we make sure we have the proper voltage for the duration of that 30 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. So there's probably some other issue going on with this particular vehicle. Like I said, I did see it do this where the dash stayed dead and it didn't light up, and I played with the key a little bit and it did light up. I have my battery power hooked up. It is it's 12.6 volts, so it's fully full prior to me turning on the charger. So something's going on in the dash. I can't tell. I can see the heat control. When I turn the key on and off, it does move a little bit. So there, go see it dropped all the way down, and then it dropped all the way up. So I'm not sure if this ECU is actually getting power right now or not. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do the 30-minute wait and see if it resets itself. If not, I gotta try to figure out why. Oh, there it goes. It jumped a little bit, so he probably has a bad ground somewhere. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit for 30 minutes, and hopefully it resets. All right, so it's been 30 minutes, and I figured out, there was something wrong with their battery cables. I fixed them so that, everything does light up. And the vehicle does start up and stay running. Alright, so this was a successful Eprom job. It looks like this vehicle has absolutely no gas in it, so I won't leave it running too long. But yeah, I was just showing you the process of pulling the computer, resetting the Eprom chip, and adding 2 master keys and a slave key in. The immobilizer light goes out as it should. If you get stuck with an immobilizer light still flashing while the car is running, shut it off again, and then turn it on and off 5 times within 10 seconds, and that should reset the immobilizer light. Alright, thanks for watching. LakelandCarKeys.com.